Welcome to the Southeast Retirement Planners podcast, where we will go beyond the balance sheet with our guests, not only to share from our personal experience as financial advisors of over 25 plus years, but also to learn from our guests about the issues and topics that are important to them. Our firm specializes in taking care of the financial plans for individuals and small businesses by helping our clients identify their individual goals and taking a conservative and ongoing approach to helping accomplish them. We are located in Hickory, North Carolina, and look forward to continuing to serve our clients and our community. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy this week's episode.
Hi, welcome to the Southeast Retirement Planners podcast. Today we have Kelle Huffman, and my name is Les Stewart, and we're financial advisors at Southeast Retirement Planners, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Today we're going to be talking about women and financial strategies. You know, the role over the last several decades of women in the household and in the workforce have changed and continue to evolve, and definitely women are having a dominant role in both of those. And with that becomes a little bit different financial situation and how they handle how women should manage their own financial situation and their family's financial situation. And Kelle, you work with women quite a bit in your practice, and would like to talk about this a little further.
So today, so in according to a CNBC.com article in January 2017, so it's a little bit dated, but the article says that 44% of women are the primary breadwinner now, and however, only 10% feel confident with their financial plan. Mm-hmm. So that's something that I feel passionate about, and I enjoy working with, helping women, single women, married women, any female that would feel comfortable, if they're going through have lost a spouse or a widow, right, or divorce also. Right,
and kind of the old model was the husband took care of all the money and the earning the money and, right, and spending the money, and that's no longer the case.
Right, that's definitely evolved.
And in fact, I've seen for several years where the wife in a lot of relationships takes care of all the finances, and the husband really doesn't know what's going on.
Right, so it can be equal too.
Right.
So as a single person would, of course, know their finances. A married person should know, whether it's the husband or the wife, should know as much as they can about the whole family dynamics.
So, it kind of takes us into our next topic. There are different stages that both women and men go through in life. First stage is you enter the workforce, and what's some advice you would give to
for some if you're out of college, just starting the workforce, make sure that you are investing in your 401k. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times there's a match, so you want to take advantage of that. Sure. And we can help with your asset allocation if would you like to bring it to us and let us look at it, make sure you're in the right investments in that,
right,
and that you're taking advantage of that. And another is your IRA or your Roth IRA. Mm-hmm. That's something that you can start saving, and we can work with your CPA just to make sure they're tax deductible or which one would be better for you.
Sure.
So, and also just your savings, your monthly savings and budgeting, and we have a great template for budgeting. It covers everything, whether it just makes you think of everything you could think of that you would have to spend.
And there's been a rule of thumb of 3 to 6 months of emergency savings. That's appropriate for a lot of people. Some people it's not. They might need a little more depending on what their lifestyle's like or job is.
And you can start as little as $25 a week, which is about $1,300 a year. It's just at least something.
It all adds up.
Yeah, and then the less you spend of your income, the more you can save. And then just be careful with financial debt. And also something I think a lot of individuals don't think about starting out is your will or your estate plan. So it's just something simple we can help you with or talk you through. We don't prepare the wills. We don't practice law, or no, we're not CPAs, but we can help you talk through your plan. And
but we do help. One document that we do help with is just your beneficiaries on your.
Absolutely, make sure.
retirement accounts and how that, if something were to happen to you, thinking through that process is very helpful.
Yeah, that's a great. People, right? Yeah, that's a great point.
Okay, the next stage, kind of historically, you get out of college, you start working, then you start, you find a spouse, and a lot of times children enter the picture, and that's a totally different thing. You're kind of managing a household, time, money, all that. What's some tips for somebody in that situation?
A lot of balancing and a lot of roles that the female play as well as the husband. But so that I would just encourage the wife or the spouse to make sure you know all about your finances, each other, and share with each other, because if something happens to one, then you would need to know exactly where to find things. So that's helpful. But also, as married, if you're working, contribute again to your 401k.
That's the easiest way to save.
And again, we can help you with take a look at your allocation, and then with your with Roth IRAs and IRAs as a couple, we can definitely help you with that or help with that. And also building your emergency fund again is
it's even more important in that situation, isn't it?
Because you have a lot of children coming along.
Yeah, and there will be an emergency at some point.
I'm sure we could probably do a whole podcast on children and emergencies. Yeah. You have a lot of experience with having several children. So, yeah, that's very important. And then, again, creating a budget together, making sure everything is, budgeted for. And not you have emergencies. So, but the more you can have listed in that, and just to know where your money goes, the more that you can help. And again, it's once you start we have children, you can do a 529 plan. So there's saving for college, have the parents or grandparents do that and help with that. And also it's very important for your estate plan to have your will and your estate documents in place, where you appoint a guardian for the children of the funds and a guardian of the person.
Yeah, so, I know that was one of the first things when we had our first child that, and my wife really pushed that we need to have something. And, a lot of men don't want to think about the reality of life sometimes that it could end. But you need to plan for your children and family that's, would be left behind if something unfortunate happens. So, exactly. Those are some great tips. A lot of times, in today's world, we see a lot of times where, either speaking of a spouse might pass away, or, a relationship deteriorate and a divorce happens. Still have to take care of, the budget or the finances are even more important in that situation.
Right.
And what are some tips for someone there?
Yeah, so with that, we would work, depending on which situation, but update your beneficiaries and make sure the funds are titled properly, in the new name, and make sure that we update beneficiaries. And also, we would work with you on your expenses too, because like you said, the budgeting becomes if there's a loss of a salary, budgeting becomes even more important. Right,
and in the income situation, year to year can be different, depending on whatever that situation is. So,
we can help with advising if you should pay your house off or you shouldn't, those kind of things. We can just help with that, and then updating those estate documents again for any changes that we'd have. But both situations are stressful. They're difficult times, and we're there to help make that part as stress-free as possible.
So, kind of the theme that I'm seeing is that when a major life change happens, it's good to get a look at your financials and your documents and make sure that they're not only up to date, but your plan is adjusted appropriately going forward, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay. Well, are there any other tips for females and women in the workplace.
Well, you mentioned financial changes, and another change is a job. If you have a change in jobs or those situations, and we can help with rolling over 401k from your 401k into an IRA, or helping you with navigating if you should leave it there. Just the best options for you. If you should roll it to the new plans IRA, if you're changing companies, but we can give you the advantages and disadvantages of both.
Right, and people change jobs. I think an average of every 3 years these days. So if it'll be easy after 6 or 9 years to sometimes forget that you have a sizable savings. We see that all the time.
Absolutely, we do. Yeah. People, they forgot about one that they had for 2 years at a company, and and it's so nice to consolidate those.
Sure.
Whether you have one with your current and just have another IRA, it's just so record keeping. And then for your family, if something did happen to you, they have no idea that they're back. There's 3 different companies, and so we help consolidating is very important.
Absolutely. Well, this has been great information, Kelly. How can people get a hold of you?
So you can contact me. You can call our office at 828-855-2067, or you can send me an email. It's Kelly with an E, so it's different, no Y, but Kelly with an E at SERetirementplanners.com. Either way.
Absolutely. Well, good. We'll give Kelly a call. You can find out more about Kelly and Southeast Retirement Planners on our website at www.seretirementplanners.com.
Exactly.
And go through that website. There's lots of helpful tools. There's info on our staff and advisors and our processes. There's also a section that we always want to talk about. That's map your plan, and that's a really good place to start a conversation with one of the advisors at our office. Go to that place on the website and check it out. So we appreciate your time, and Kelly, thank you for the information, and we will see you next time on the Southeast Retirement Planners podcast.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member of FINRA, SIPC. Southeast Retirement Planners is not affiliated with LPL Financial or registered as a broker-dealer or investment advisor.